All right, chat. I don't know if you guys remember Rich Campbell, but I haven't heard anything about this guy since he got exposed like 3 years ago. And we've still not heard an update. He's been removed from OTK, the organization that he was a part of, with like Mizkif, Asmongold, Tectone, Emaru, Esfand, all those people. Nick Pollum. He was involved in the organization that they were all part of. Extra Emily. And then he got removed after being exposed for a crime, and we've never heard anything about this man since then. So like I saw that Tectone released a video called Rich. That was just the title. And I fast forwarded like a minute into it to make sure that that's what I thought it was about. And it is. So we're just gonna watch this video real quick and like give our thoughts on it.
And some of you guys may remember Rich. Some of you guys may not remember Rich, and that's okay.
Yeah, I remember him, but like anyone who's become fans in the last like 2 years probably has no idea who this man is.
Rich was someone who I was very close with about 3 years ago. I believe it was December 2022 was the last time we ever talked. Rich was a guy who played World of Warcraft, even played gacha games,
Yeah.
and he was always a great guy to me.
Also, him, Rich, Tectone, and Emaru had a podcast together, and then they canceled that as soon as he left the organization or was kicked out of the organization. Basically, they ended that podcast, and then they made another totally separate podcast with Emaru, Tectone, and Asman, which was like way more successful. But that's besides the point.
And I too tried to be the best to him that I could. There was even a point where Rich's content creation wasn't doing so well, and so he wanted to quit his job and become my editor.
Okay.
I said, no, you're fine, keep at it. But what happened, in case you don't know, was
I'm not gonna lie, like I've never watched that man. Oh my god, that pause is crazy. I've never watched that man in anything besides other people's content. Like I guess you could argue the podcast was his own content because like he was one of the three hosts of the show. But other than that, I did not watch anything unless he was in somebody else's videos.
and this is what I was told, and I'm gonna be saying this a lot. I can only tell you what I was told. When it
Okay.
came to the whole Rich ordeal, I never got anything from his mouth. I never got anything from his word. I was only getting things from other people. Now, is that because I didn't reach out to him? No. I have gone on record saying multiple times when everything happened with Rich, I reached out to him incessantly. I think I called him 8 times that day, and I got no response. And every single step of the way of what's been going on with Rich, whether this bites me in the ass or not. And by the way, I want to let you know I have now gotten not one, not two, but 7 different hate threads because I'm willing to talk about this person. And I want to make it very clear, if people aren't talking about Rich, I understand a certain group who are legally involved and quite literally can't. But I think there's a lot of content creators generally outside of, like the OTK can't talk about that, I'm sure. But people outside of that,
No. OTK, no. If they talked about it, oh my gosh, that would be bad. That would be bad for everybody involved.
definitely could. And it worries me because what happened to Rich?
Like this is crazy because it's been 3 years and now I don't even remember what the allegation was, to be honest. Like there was so much happening in that like 2 to 3 week span of time with OTK and all the members, and everyone was having drama or controversy or allegations brought up against them. And Twitch drama, if anyone was covering Twitch drama at that point, they were making a lot of money and a lot of views and getting a lot of publicity. I think that was around the time where I was like becoming a streamer. If not, I was already a streamer, but I wasn't like the type of streamer that I am now, if that makes sense.
Pretty much ruined his life forever. And what I was told is that
Like what I'm saying is I didn't start like uploading regularly until like somewhere between 3 to 5 months ago. I didn't start uploading a lot of content cuz like before that I was editing every video that I would put out. So there would be like one video maybe a week. And those videos weren't even doing well. Like my videos now are doing a lot better. Anyways, this is besides the point. I haven't seen the new video yet.
Rich was accused of rape with 13 different women vouching for this story. And that was a little bit hard for me to believe. I
Yeah,
went live
that's understandable.
maybe 24 hours after it happened. And I remember this was a frequent thing when I was, a part of the old org where I would always be the first person to go live and talk about any big controversy that would happen because, well, and I'm just being honest, most of the people were scared to do so.
Yeah.
And, well, I went live before Asmon every day because
And again, that's understandable. Like, they're involved in a company. Like, their organization is not just like a group of streamers, a group of friends doing streams together and making content. Their organization was legitimately a company at that point, where they had people in. I think they had private investigators. I mean, they had that eventually, but they had private investors that were, trying to make money back from their investments. So it's like, it's kind of a brand risk for them to be involved in drama and for them to talk about their own drama or other people's drama.
stream in the mornings and he streams later at night. And I remember how angry I was. I remember how emotionally conflicted I was. And I look back on the footage of me talking about Rich, and I'm obviously in tears. I'm having a hard time getting it out because I just couldn't even believe what I was saying with the story that I was told. And I want to make it very clear. The story that I was told was not told to me by any content creator whatsoever. So before anybody goes on a witch hunt, they're not even on mine. So
Okay.
hope that helps. But I kept on reaching out to Rich and kept on reaching out to Rich, and I could never get anything. But the moment I got something, which was, once again, going to keep all names confidential, I heard from someone who's pretty legitimate that Rich, this was about maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago, I talked about this and I got another hate thread, which is fine. I get those all the time.
I remember recently him saying that he talked to him or something, or that there was an update, but he wasn't going to speak on it yet or something like that.
I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me anymore. It used to, but now I'm 31 and I just don't give a fuck. And I realize that there's people on the internet who have this false version of reality of who I am, and that's okay. But I heard that Rich was actually doing quite well, and a lot of his cases were going very good. And then 48 hours ago, I see the person who accused Rich drop the case and then say, I wish Rich the best in all of his future endeavors.
Oh no. I'm not gonna make any. Well, I guess I am making a speculation, but does that mean it's fake then? If so, that's insane because this man's entire livelihood and the reputation of this organization was wholly screwed over from this. If that's the case.
Who the fuck says that to someone who 3 years ago you were calling a rapist? This just reeks of something malicious. This reeks of pure. I honestly, can't even think of a word to describe how disgusted I am with the actions of women who abuse the internet's culture in order to push forth false allegations on men because they know they can get away with it and nothing will happen to them. Nothing. Nothing will happen.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I meant to press full screen. Sorry. I'm not gonna lie. This type of stuff happening is why men don't talk to women anymore. Straight up. Like the fact that, like, the world. I'm not saying you shouldn't believe women. Obviously, you should. But you should still, like, take into account both sides. Because there's an unbelievable amount of men that have been falsely accused and had their entire life ruined, if not put in prison, for something they didn't do. And obviously, again, believe women, they're most likely not lying. But there are some evil women out there who will lie on purpose. Just to ruin someone's life that they may not like. And yeah, they can get away with it. That's it's a very complicated topic to talk about.
And, obviously I've seen a lot more of these scenarios happen. I've experienced some of these very same scenarios. And I remember I was told, and this is what was so strange to me, that I was also told that Rich wanted everyone to publicly distance himself from him. I remember this. I went to check myself multiple times, no calls, no texts, no messages, and it's been the same for 3 years. Have not heard a single word from the guy. And to be honest, I'm so fucked up right now because at the end of the day, I just want justice for whichever party was wronged.
Yeah. I feel that, man.
Man. Issues like these are so sensitive due to the fact that you don't want to be able to silence out legitimate victims and you don't want to silence people who are on the wrong end of false allegations. But I think if there's one thing that we can all agree is that men and women who make false allegations on people should be put in jail.
Yeah.
They should. If there is undeniable proof that these allegations were made with malice.
I mean, like, that's technically. Isn't that defamation? I'm not saying, like, sue this random person for trying to ruin your life, but, like, Something needs to happen when this type of thing takes place. Otherwise, it's gonna keep happening, and we've seen it continue happening time after time after time after fucking time. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I hate women. I'm not that type of person. But like, I feel like both parties can be evil people. Men can do evil things to women. And the same thing, women can do evil things to men. A lot of people don't talk about that, but it does happen. Men can do things to other men. It's like common sense, but and the same thing, like, I don't think very many men try to go through legal systems to accuse women of doing something, of women doing something to men, if that makes like any sense. I'm not explaining this very well, but like, I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
They should be put in jail for a near equivalent amount of time that the crime they accused that person of would have gotten them. I hate these people. I hate these people so much. I hate the people who take advantage of the culture. I hate the people who take advantage of the loopholes and who wrongfully ruin people's lives. Now, once again, I would like to say this is another one of those videos that could age horribly. That's okay. If someone wants to bring it up 3 years later, 2 years later, that's fine. But I just kind of want to tell you where my head's at. The reason why it's so bad is that when you're put into one of these positions, one, you want to hear out everyone who's letting out a cry for help. Two, you want to have the back of the person where maybe the accusations aren't legitimate about. Three, this damages all victims, in essence, everyone. Because if the people
That's another good point. Yeah. So if a woman, or it doesn't even have to be a woman, it could be anybody, if they make up false allegations about somebody else and they're found to be false, do you not think that more people are more likely to not listen to actual legitimate victims of the same type of crime? Because I would say that it harms every case, like he's saying. It's like the same thing with the boy who cried wolf. He lied so many times that nobody believed him once it actually happened. So if people keep lying and making up false allegations, eventually someone who actually deserves to be punished is not going to be punished for that exact reason. And that's what makes me sick. That was a horrible sound effect to play at that time. I don't know why I pressed that.
are lying, that's going to cause.
The Vine boom is supposed to be a funny sound effect, but it did not work. It did not work. That's what makes me sick. No, that's not any better.
More credible doubt for
P. Diddy,
everyone
exactly.
else with a cry for help in the future. But I think we can say, and I think this is what's so horrible, I know more people who've been falsely accused than have actually been accused. And at least in my field. And I think that's absolutely fucking disgusting. This is something that I've really been trying to get a grasp on what's actually happening for a very long time. And I hope if you watch this video, you aren't going to ask anybody for this, anybody for that. Just leave how you're feeling in the comments below, because I just kind of want to know how my community feels about this. Maybe you respect my wishes, maybe you don't. But I just want justice to occur. It's been 3 years, guys. 3 years. It's a long time.
Yep.
It's a long time.
And this guy's been radio silent the whole fucking entire time. We still don't have any update on what the hell happened, or if any of this was true. The person who accused him came out and said, I wish the person that I accused of horrible crimes the best on any of their future plans or anything that they do in the future. You wish them good luck? I thought you said they did horrible crimes to you. I'm not understanding this quite very well.
And man, trust me, waiting for answers is fucking miserable. I would like to say, I think the way that Rich is handling this is probably the right way to do it. Bro ghosted everything and everybody, and I believe he's taking care of business in the courts. But I think it's just so scary to think how much power people who lie have and how much we enforce those who do lie. And I also want to talk about another thing is, and I just want to, make you guys understand this. Men who get falsely accused, people who get falsely accused, it changes them. It really does. And I'll make a video on this later in full depth.
Okay.
I doubt there's that many of you guys still here, but I'm going to share a personal story with this. And this is probably the moment where I gave up on everybody. I too was falsely accused. Do you guys remember that?
Yep.
And I remember there were some people who reached out to me immediately and showed me support. And to those people, I am infinitely grateful for them for the rest of my life. However, I remembered I reached out to someone who I cared about very much. And I remember I put out a statement that, it's pretty hard to put out a good statement that pleases everybody. And I remember I reached out to someone and they said, John, did you even think for 5 seconds how this affects me?
Yeah.
Berating me.
Gotta love it, don't you? It's great.
I mean, they were mental because there was a couple of hate comments in their chat. Meanwhile, I'm going through one of the most traumatic experiences that any man, any person can go through. And at that point I realized, man, this streaming world ain't what I thought it was. And man, we've changed a lot ever since that day. There's more that I'm going to go through, and I plan on telling the whole story once all this is over and done and behind me. But my God, is this space a pathetic, narcissist-filled of untalented slobs and sluts that got far too much of an ego far too quick, and to be honest, don't really have too much life experience on anything. They've never struggled for anything, and I'm just not really interested in that. Not really interested in people like that at all. At the end of the day, TLDR is,
I think
I'm
it's
still
I think like this is kind of off topic, but also kind of related to what he just said. I think it's crazy how many streamers just like they've been streamers or they've been YouTubers, content creators, everybody, they've been successful this whole time. And they will remain successful until the day they either retire or die. And it's like, when do other people get a chance? You know, like why is it that these communities just are forever? I don't get it. And like we've seen time and time again people that are not relatable because that has been their whole life, basically. And it's like, why do people look up to people that are nothing like them? It does not make sense. Or they look up to people that don't hold the same values as them. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it.
Just as much confused as everybody else. Sure hope we get to hear what's actually going on eventually.
Yeah.
But, man, I really wish all of this never happened. It's very scary, but, and I would like to say, if Rich is innocent on everything, I will do everything it is in my power to try to make it to where his life isn't as fucked up anymore. What a horrible, horrible, horrible place this world has become.
True.
Just want justice, guys. Other TLDR, uh, false accusers are pieces of shit. Let's see what happens. I don't know.
Yep. And that's that. Why the fuck can't I exit the... Oh my gosh. Exit the video. Anyways. Chat. We still don't know anything. I mean, we can make an assumption, but I don't think it's healthy to make too many assumptions. But from the context that we got from that, I don't know. I'll still have to think about what my opinion is on this whole situation. Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.